Can there be two minds, one finite and the other infinite? Impossible. You either are the sole one present in toto, or you do not exist. It is this simple. Hi, welcome to StirUpYourPurpose channel. Thanks for stopping by. I believe you're having a wonderful day. Today, I'm diving into another letter from Dr. Alfred Aiken's book titled Power. As I've mentioned in previous videos, you connect deeper with an author's material in the way they respond to questions. And that is why I love the letters included in his books. Those letters were written in response to inquiries pertaining to the absolute as revealed in his books, or sometimes they might be replies to requests for help to clear up some difficult concepts or principles. One thing I love about Alfred Aiken's material is the way he approaches every issue on the basis that God is all and all is God. Nothing to add, nothing to take away. This is a core foundation, and it does not deviate from this fact. And sometimes this might sound repetitive, but that is the best way to break those age-old paradigms. This is viewing life from an absolute perspective, recognizing that where I stand stands truth, and as I abide in this truth without compromising or wavering, truth expresses itself in a beautiful and wonderful way. The most important thing is not to waver or fret over the pictures of the world mind projections, but keep thought on what reality is, namely newness, easiness in action, and you will do whatever you may seem required to do while the demand for the doing is there. I also want to add that the letters included in the books do not have the details of the original questions, and the letters don't necessarily have titles. It is from reading them that you have an idea of the likely issue. For this particular letter on page 136 to 137, I believe the question asked might be related to an infection. And as usual, Alfred brings the individual back to the center, to truth, infinite intelligence, where there is nothing lacking or any form of problem. Come along with me as I share the letter. Dear so-and-so, can an infection, something foreign, alien, contrary to perfect wholeness, purity, singleness, exist in truth? If so, how, where, why, and who says so? Does infinite omnipresent intelligence claim this? If not, who does and can? By what authority? Thus, the answer give all power, presence, intelligence, substance, totality, glory, and action to truth alone? If not, you do not have to check the problem, but check your intentions, your honesty. Do you have a personal mind that needs instruction, growth, evolution, although one infinite omnipresent intelligence is a whole being I am? Can there be two minds, one finite and the other infinite? Impossible. You either are the sole one present in toto, or you do not exist. It is this simple. Ponder in that which is pages 162, 18 to 28, 143, 3 to 9, 149, 26 to 27. Sincerely. I love the absolute way Alfred Aiken approaches everything. I believe this particular letter, as usual, is always directed at one problem or the other that people express, and he always brings it back to truth. And the question is always, where do you start from? And the principle of absolute is based on starting from your I amness. Let me also read that part. He did mention, he made a reference to one of his books, That Which Is. I'm going to read that page 143. He mentioned page 143 in That Which Is. Sometimes maybe the lines might not align because he said 143, I believe that's line 3 to line 29. Maybe due to reprints, that those lines might not align. But the one area that actually resonates with me on this page 143 goes like this. So long as one struggles with a false concept, with the assumption that it has origin, that there is a mind to take it in or be familiar with it, he walks in the dark. An assumption cannot be elevated to reality. Nothing can be done for, with, or to it. No mistake exists in truth. No aught outside of truth, all-inclusive infinity. Where then can one look save to God only? In truth, there is no devil to look away from, flee before, or escape. Only God is here, everywhere. To attempt to understand this world by delving into evil, ignoring intelligence, attempting prodigality, bypassing truth, is to deny omnipotent reality, its own kingdom. To live life without its own completeness, to divide the indivisible one and omit being from its own action. Such utter folly could never be conceived by any sense. There are not two states of being, actuality and nothing. Reality is, unreality is not. Hence, there is no alternative, no choice. God is God to God alone. Only to itself, never to man, is the one alone, God. So that brings that person back to truth. As this title goes, there is no problem in truth. And often the key question is always, what is your intention? Your honesty. Sincerity and honesty plays a key role if one wants to live this life from an absolute perspective. You cannot serve two masters. You either are the sole one present in toto, or you do not exist. It is this simple. I remember someone telling me, someone close to me saying that these concepts are very complex. The absolute is not complex. It is very, very, very simple. It is the simplicity of it that makes it look complex, because most people are caught in this human way of living. It depends on how vested one is in this human mind. When one is caught in this human experience and views his world from this human experience, the absolute seems inconceivable, looks very complex. But it is very simple, but not easy. Yes, it is not easy. There's no doubt about that. It is very simple, but the simplicity of it makes it look as if it is not easy. And truly, it is not easy. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it. But it demands practice, consistency, honesty, sincerity. Without this being integrated into one's way of viewing things, it will be playing just a lie. And that person will come, oh boy, this is too complex. And that person will prefer somebody to come and, that's why you see people seeking help from the outside. They place a God outside of themselves, seeking a God outside there. And before you know it, you find people who have made themselves into some kind of superpower, which they go bow down to, because they didn't want to live the absolute way. The simplicity of the absolute ways makes it, they feel it is too complex, and they will rather seek help outside rather than standing in truth and understanding this principle that you either are the sole one present in toto, or you do not exist. It is this simple. It requires practice, there's no doubt about that. And the practice is very as simple as asking this question, where am I? Did you not deny that? Well, I guess this letter that Alfred is referring to, he asks this question, can an infection, something foreign, alien, contrary to perfect wholeness, purity, singleness, exist in truth? So whatever the so-called problem is, the question is always, does it exist in truth? What does truth mean to you? Do you accept the simple principle that God is all and all is God? Nothing to add, nothing to take away. Do you start from that state of being, that state of awareness? If you can start from that state of awareness, the issue would resolve itself. The issue will, in a mysterious way, without you even making any, well, you're going to do your own part, right? You're going to be directed from within, and then you act, you take action. It's not as if you're just going to sit down there and just think that a manna will drop from heaven. No. The point is, once one starts from truth, once one abides in truth and does not compromise, does not in any way attach any significance to whatever the drama is. Yes, the so-called problem is there, but then the question is always, where am I? Am I in truth? Am I in God? Can this, or does this exist in God? If it does not, then what is the key thing behind this, whatever it is that is appearing as a problem before me? And when one abides in that truth, that person will be moved to do whatever may seem required to do, while the demand for the doing is there. But in this state of being, it is not a physical doing, it is spirit moving in that moment, directing, orchestrating things to happen in that space that has been created for it to express itself. This brings to mind a story in the great book of life. That was the story of Daniel when he prayed. And then when the angel came with the answer, I'm just paraphrasing it now. The response, the angel that brought the answer to Daniel was that from day one, when he made a conscious and deliberate choice to seek the face of God, God had already answered. So there is no delay there. Then he went on to say, but then there was a fighting, the angel said he had a fight, blah, blah, blah. He was delayed. Well, those are all dramas, right? Let's bring it down to these are day-to-day activity, right? So the point is this. You do not deny, yes, you have a desire, there is an issue standing there. Point is this, you abide in truth. Now, if you can realize that truth of what you truly want, if you can realize it, that moment that you realize it, the answer is already given to you. No delay. It's as simple as that. Now, the issue is how vested is one in this human experience. When one is too vested in this human experience, that is what now seems that might cause delay. Because that's where the doubt comes in. That's when the mind will say, oh, this is too complex. Oh, the mind will say, are you sure? And when one gives attention to all those distractions, that is what causes the delay. And sometimes the individual just gives up and says, oh, no, this doesn't work at all. The point is that the person is too vested in that human experience. So each one of us needs to just be aware that at this stage, where am I at this stage? Have I really been disciplined enough? Have I actually, truly, honestly, sincerely say I've been putting this principle to practice? Just be sincere with yourself and Spirit will meet you at that point and place, and at the end of the day, move on your behalf and achieve the result or desire of that which you are contemplating. In summary, just want to summarize that piece again. It's always, where are you in truth? If we can abide in truth and understand that God is all and all is God, recognizing that there is no problem in truth, and to be sincere about that, to be honest about that, the day will dawn and everything will be bright. It's always very beautiful. It's always amazing when truth, when Spirit moves on your behalf and you begin to be a witness to the move of truth on your behalf. It was a beautiful experience. Ease. And wonderful. Thanks for listening. Talk to you later. Bye.